Hello. So the last video did so good and got over 1,000 views. I really appreciated it. Even though I didn't try as hard, I know I should have tried harder. I'm gonna try harder on this one. I did order a face cam, but I decided against it because I could just record it with my phone and just send it to my laptop and just edit it from there. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. The flamingo video though did pretty good. It is 2011. Snapchat came out. Everyone started using it. Bruno Mars was on the rise and making some bangers. Disney Channel had some peak TV shows. And unfortunately, Marineford ended, which is probably one of the best arcs of all time. And it also includes one of the best characters of all time, that being Whitebeard. By the way, spoiler warning, anime only watchers. I don't read the manga. Don't trip about it, please. We don't know a lot of about boy Edward Newgate, aka Whitebeard, but we do have Marco, and his source says, trust me, bro, cause it's fing Marco. So yeah, we're just gonna go along with Marco. Whitebeard grew up in a poor town. The town needed to pay monthly earnings to the celestial dragons, but they couldn't of how poor it was. They can't pay their tribute, so it becomes a lawless land. Most of the kids grow up without family, and one of those kids ends up being our boy Whitebeard. He is not having any of this, so he just creates a bunch of group of little kids, and him and his boys just roll around, get money and stuff. He ends up becoming a pirate at a young age and sells out. Whitebeard ends up becoming one of the greatest pirates to ever live, and probably one of the best of that generation. He was in the same crew as Kaido and Big Mom. Their captain was Rox D. Zebek. If that wasn't even OP enough, but yeah. Once Zebek fell down to Roger and Garp, everyone went their separate ways, creating their own crew, and Whitebeard just wanted a family. He started recruiting guys like Vista and Marco, and one lucky day he just stepped in Wano, meeting Kozuki Oden, one of the best swordsmen in the land of Wano and probably the strongest guy there. Oden wants to sell out to sea, and Whitebeard doesn't want to. At the end of the day, Whitebeard takes him, along with Cat Viper, Dogstorm, and Iso. Have an encounter with the Roger Pirates, which at the time is such a goated crew as well. They end up fighting for 3 days, yada yada yada, and they end up having a party, I guess. Yeah, One Piece, that's just how it goes, baby. Odin, Dogstorm, and Cat Viper decide to go with Roger. Izo stays with Whitebeard, and Whitebeard go their separate ways from the Roger Pirates. A couple months later, the Roger Pirates ended up being probably the strongest crew of all time, with of course their captain being the king of the pirates. So once Roger is the king of the pirates, Whitebeard just goes on his own path, I guess. Yeah. Roger dies and the years go by till there's a kid named Portgas DA. His father is Roger though, so he just goes to the Grand Line, becomes a notorious pirate, ends up fighting Jinbei, who is a warlord and who's loyal to Whitebeard, ends up getting recruited by Whitebeard, tries to leave. They let him, but like they don't at the same time. It's kind of weird. Once Ace gets recruited, he just joins and becomes a happy pirate, I guess. A couple of years go by, and this guy named Marshall D. Teach, aka Blackbeard, targets this certified devil fruit, which is pretty good, not gonna lie, pretty good devil fruit. Kills the commander for the Whitebeard pirates just to take the devil fruit. He's considered a traitor, and Blackbeard flees. Ace was the second commander to Whitebeard, realizes Teach was one of his homies, or one of his, crewmates, so he decides to go after them because Teach is his responsibility. Whitebeard said let it slide, but Portgas DA said nah, the rules don't allow us to, so he goes after Teach. Whitebeard can't do it himself, so he just stays getting healed by Marco, I guess. He runs into Shanks. Shanks talks about like you should let Ace come back, but Whitebeard denies because Shanks is just a kid to him, a little brat, he said. Ace fights with Blackbeard, ends up getting captured and taken to the Marines. Then we go on to Marineford, one of the best arcs of all time. It is revealed Ace is Roger's son, but anyways, Whitebeard doesn't care and he proceeds to try to rescue him. Luffy joins the fight and a bunch of people from Impel Down, including Jinbei, who's loyal to Whitebeard. A lot of things happen in Marineford. I'm not going to target most of them. I'm just going to target that Whitebeard fought with Akainu. Marshall D. Teach showed up with his new crew, the Blackbeard Pirates, trying to kill Blackbeard. End up killing my boy Whitebeard. Whitebeard ends up saying the One Piece is real, creating a whole new era for the pirate world. Once Whitebeard dies, Teach ends up taking his devil fruit, that being one of the most powerful devil fruits in One Piece, if not the most powerful, if Law wasn't here. Blackbeard becomes a new Yonko. The Straw Hats go their separate ways. Jinbei's not a warlord anymore, and the Whitebeard crew just goes off. The Whitebeard pirates end up disbanding, and everyone just goes their separate ways. Marco goes back to the village that Whitebeard grew up, because throughout his life, Whitebeard sent his pirate earnings back to those people. So he made a rich town. That's the end of Whitebeard's story. I feel like his legacy is gonna play a huge role, and we still have a lot more to learn about Whitebeard, especially because we don't know a lot about it. Especially, I want to know a lot about Marco as well. I know we see him in Wano now, but it's pretty good that we keep up with the Whitebeard pirates and what they're up to. Currently, the only ones we know is Iso and Marco that are in Wano. I don't know nobody else, but I thought most of the Whitebeard pirates were gonna be there at first, but no. I do feel, I know I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. The Whitebeard pirates are gonna play a huge role, as well as Whitebeard's legacy, and we still have a lot to learn about his backstory that we haven't learned about. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. Again, thanks for all the love. Just let me know any characters you want to see made a video of. So yeah, peace everyone.